So, Mark, we're into September and the Bank of Canada decided to hold rates steady.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to come after seeing some economic news come out that the second quarter GDP fell short of what the expectation was. So basically, our consumers contracted a bit and spent less. So kind of figured that was going to happen, but you never know, this stupid federal government. Nothing would surprise me, but I think for those people that are in variable products today can, breathe another month in a sense. And, looking at that data and looking at other countries, and of course, I follow the US quite a bit, their economy GDP is like over 5%. I think it was 5.75. Statement: strong consumer spending. We don't have that in this country. It's gone.
Well, well, yeah, because nobody can afford it anymore. Everything has gone so crazy. And you know, the Doug Ford and the premier in BC, I mean, I heard they wrote actual letters to try to stall this because, people are hurting.
Absolutely, people are hurting, right? I have friends that have variable products, are single moms and single dads, and man, and they're making six figures and they're struggling dearly. Like they're on the fence of going, I might just list soon because I can't take these pressures. So it's kind of nice to see that those people that, are in those positions, and there's a lot of them that feel a bit more, relaxed anyway. But of course, in the article, we will, have no problem basically hiking if we see things going. Let's face it, the print for August is going to be shit. It's going to show high. Price of oil for a barrel is $90. The Saudis and Russia have cut supply. What does oil do?
Yeah.
Guarantee will be at $2 by the wintertime.
Well, I found this article and I'll share it. And I mean, basically, it says real estate sector breathes sigh of relief after Bank of Canada holds rate at 5%. But when you actually read the article, it says like we've been granted something of a reprieve by the Bank of Canada, but a lot of the agents, or a couple agents that were actually interviewed, they actually say it gives them a needed respite, but nobody really knows what's going to happen anyway. So like a realtor at Royal LePage in Vancouver said that while the relief was palpable, the rate decision isn't a game changer. He said, I think there's a sense of relief. Does it change the current situation? Not really. Perhaps it provides a glimmer of hope that we're nearing the end of this rate hiking cycle. I still believe we're going to see some cracks in the real estate market, especially from those mom and pop investors less seasoned in the field who can't sustain their properties with a 7% interest rate. So at the end of the day, they haven't lowered the interest rate. So the people, like I have a variable rate. So am I glad they didn't raise it? Yeah. But does it change the shitty situation I'm in? No.
No, but it could though down the road. This could just be the start, because I guarantee, let's see what the third quarter GDP number is going to be. We've been showing downtrending in the economy, employment's up now too, that the consumers in this country have scaled back a lot harder than they anticipated. What will the third quarter bring? I think the inflation numbers are going to continue to go up due to the price of oil and the cost of food, especially in this stupid country where we have a federal government think it's okay to add taxation in inflationary times. It's causing havoc among everybody, from transportation, groceries, goods at your store. It just goes on and on and on. I can't believe the prices when I'm going shopping, and I shop for one. I buy my selective goodies, and you know what? Within every 2 or 3 weeks, I'm seeing some hikes in some of those categories that I shop for. So, I just think that, there's relief in the end. I think it's coming for some reductions. I really do. Not in 2023, but I think in 2024 we'll see our first rate decrease.
Well,
And
and I've heard mixed bag on that where, some people are saying, oh, it's not going to reduce in 2024, maybe at the end. Other people saying, after the first quarter, we might start seeing reductions. I mean, I think at the end of the day, nobody knows, Mark.
yeah, but if the economy slips, they're going to reduce. Now they need to create spending again. Now there's going to be more job losses. So the Bank of Canada is just not on monetary, it's on fiscal policies as well. So you're just not, it's going to have to juggle both, things here right now. And I think it's shifting more to the positive in the future that we will see some decreases coming in 2024. We're going to fall faster than the US. And looking at the US numbers, they're picking up steam, as far as I'm concerned, but they're not in the bracket that we're taxed in. Their disposable income is a lot higher there for people to spend. They don't got the crazy taxes we do, right? Groceries are expensive down there and stuff, but man, they're not at a 52% tax bracket. So a lot of them aren't. So I don't know. I think relief is coming, and I think it's going to be, how far will we go into a recession? We don't know. We've been riding this wave going, holy cow, the economy's going good now for such a long time. And then now, wow, a big decrease in Q2. I don't know. What will Q3 and Q4 look like? Those are the
yeah. And I think it depends. Like, I've had a couple calls now, and I've been busy this year, but I've had a couple calls now where their mortgages are going to renew soon.
Right. And that's in 2 years. Like, a lot of these come in 2025 and 2026. Right. So there's a lot of product out there right now that people are in there going, wow, can they sustain? I really think those people are going to be lucky, because by then rates will have come down, I think, substantially.
Well, I hope so.
I think so, for sure. I think this is the first, hard data where they need to go, wow, things aren't good in a sense, so I think
everybody you talk to is suffering.
100%. So, like, I mean, we all look at things, right? We're all looking at things. Holy cow, look at the price of this. Whoa. We're all looking for a deal to save a couple bucks. And where we can't save it is at the gas pump, especially in communities like Barrie, where it's, a substantial amount of people commute to GTA. Like, yeah, I filled up my car and it was $95. $95. Holy cow. That's insane.
I know.
So
I have that little SUV and it's $75.
Right. So it's and that doesn't get far, a week around doing showings, it's gone.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of families had to cut back. And I think also now it's just not, maybe the families that don't need to, but are going, you know what, maybe we should just control things a little bit more and maybe just cut out a few things, because there's still uncertainty, right? Now the economy's slowing, are people going to be fearful for their jobs? Maybe some might be, but I think
I don't know if you've heard this, but in the last couple weeks, I've had at least 3 phone calls where people are thinking, because I've read a couple articles where they say the market's going to go down a lot. And I've had 2 or 3 phone calls where people say, Diane, I think prices are going to go down a lot. I think I need to sell now. I've had 3 phone calls in 2 weeks with that same message, because they're reading these articles.
Right. There's a lot of bad news ones out there. And I don't think, there was a Trub thing that came through my email today before hopping on here. I read it, and they have the stats for August down there, and prices were almost the same as they were last month. Listings year to date are way off from last year. So a lot of people are not listing, are making that move to take on more mortgage debt, or saying they're staying put. And we all know there's a lot of product out there that is sitting and sitting and sitting. And here's a great example. So, as you know, August was pretty quiet. It seemed like that was a bigger holiday month than July. And I think we were talking maybe 10 days ago, looking at the board. Oh yeah, there's 331 listings. There's 463 listings on the Barrie Real Estate board now. So I went through a lot of them, and I spent like 45 minutes to an hour looking at, pulling it out. Let's see at the history. 98% of them was old inventory that either was just relisted, taken off for the month, canceled, relist. It's not the good inventory where the demand is right now. It's not out there. And I still think that good inventory will continue to sell well. And I don't think this is going to, put a damper on people going, oh, if anything, it may say, okay, we're feeling better about things. Maybe we'll go make this buy now. But I don't think people that are existing in their homes today are not making a move unless they really need to and they're downsizing or maybe moving to a new community.
Yeah, I agree. And I was talking to an agent today in Ajax who said that like what she's doing is listing like at $699 and withholding offers to get over like around the 850 mark. And what happened was they got 4 or 5 offers. None of them hit the mark. But then she left it at $699 over the weekend and she's got 4 more offers today and it looks like it's gonna hit the mark they wanted. So it seems like if you go low and get the war, the war might not happen on the day that you ask for it to happen, but 2 or 3 days later, it's there.
Yeah, we've seen that multiple times this year, right? Holy cow, they never got something. Maybe they leave it there or they put it back to the market value pricing. In 3 or 4 days, we see it sold on the board. Pretty common. And like I was saying, now that the, first week, the kids are back to school now, things will get settled. Inventory will start to build a little bit more on the board. And I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of it's going to get snatched. The right inventory is going to get snatched out. Condos, on the other hand, there's an abundance out there. And I think they're really much impacted quite a bit due to now qualifying at a higher rate. Plus, we got to pay this condo fee. It's throwing the numbers out of whack for a lot of people.
Well, yeah. And I think the numbers are out of whack for a lot of people. Like anybody in the higher price range, good luck trying it. You just can't get approved.
Can't get approved. And do you want to, again, anyone that's making that move today, they're not going variable, which I probably would go variable if I was making a move today, knowing they're going to come down. But that's me. But a lot of people won't. They'll be taking that fixed rate. Do you want to be stuck in that shit fixed rate for 5 years or 3 years when you know that right now that the Bank of Canada has paused and the economy is contracting and it's slowing down? Rates are going to come down. So is it going to put more people off the fence? I don't know. We're gonna
Well,
find
Mark,
out.
the other thing is I was talking to Rob, of course, the mortgage guy, and like he has to approve them at 8%.
Yeah.
Because the stress test is still there.
So why would we have a fucking stress in there when rates are high? It doesn't make any sense. We talk about how hard it is for people to get an ownership. We're just making it tougher and tougher and tougher on everyone.
Well, and get this. So
sense.
It doesn't make sense because when I got my mortgage, my rate was 1.79 variable rate 4 years ago. Okay. And I had to do the stress test at 3.79.
Yeah.
Big freaking deal.
Big deal.
I didn't qualify for 6%, buddy. And that's where I'm at. How many other people are like that? We qualified 2 points higher, but that we were still at like 4.
I agree for the stress tests when the rates went to 0, basically. I agree that that's the right thing to do to protect, the market long term and, the housing, values. Great. But why would we be doing that? There's probably no other country in the world that's doing that, but Canada is. Doesn't make 0 sense to me. I'm so frustrated with it. And these people who are young, they're never owning a home. They've accepted that they are never going to own a home. The average person to save up for a home today, whether kid out of school or whatever, starting a career, is 25 years before they get the down payment saved. While they're paying, they have student debt, they're paying high rents today. Holy cow, they're going to 50, they're going to become a homeowner at 50, 60. I don't know. I don't think so. So
I think what's going to happen is you just have to hope that you have family that's going to help, because if you don't have family, parents, somebody somewhere that's going to help you, they're not going to it's not happening.
We're seeing that now. I got a call too from a friend that's her dad's getting a little bit older right now, a little sign of dementia, and thinking of, what, maybe we critique their house and we move downstairs. They're empty nesters now. They're never home. keep mom and dad in their home a little bit longer, help them out, you know, versus them moving to a home or an apartment, which, you know, I think would be tough. So we may see some of that. We may see a lot of blending of families coming
In
into.
Europe, that's
Well, it is,
predominant, right?
but
Everybody, yeah,
they don't run
everybody
the
does it.
choice. I remember going on an exchange program in Germany in '93, and the guy that I was staying with, his family, he didn't live with his family. He had an apartment in Karlsruhe, which is a big city. It's a great city, and it took him 3 to 5 years to get an apartment. The waiting lists are unbelievable, and the cost of real estate there is unbelievable. Look at London, the same thing.
Yeah,
You become homeowners. The market is so it's all foreign money.
yeah.
What's coming in, what's happening now in this country? A lot of it's foreign money. It's pushed out the average Canadian to own a home today. And it's going to continue when we have the amount of immigration coming in. And I hear these comments all the time. Oh, they're coming with nothing. That's goddamn bullshit. They're coming with money.
Oh, I know. Listen, they're not, they're not,
because that's just not happening.
no, they're not letting in the refugees with no money.
Oh, no.
No. They're letting in the people who are professionals, who have money already. I know I've met clients and they got money. They can buy.
So that's going to be, you know, and now they're competing for homes. And, you know, like you look in the news all the time about builders and developers putting pause and, you know, stopping projects and waiting till, because it's too costly to do them right now. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, they got to carry that money, right? Like they get builder advances. They're getting money to build these homes. And now they're paying 8% or whatever interest. It's way more interest than we pay. And it's ridiculous. No one can do it.
That's right. So there's a big constraint on supply. I think we are still an undersupply market on the right inventory. I've always said that. The higher price ranges, I think in July, it was 15 or 14%. I bet I haven't done August numbers yet.
I did August.
It's probably 11% or 12%.
10.
Over 10%. So it seems like it's dropping again, to be expected. So, you know, those homes do sell in the right areas. For sure, they'll continue to do well. But if it's just in an ordinary area, good luck on that one. That ain't selling anytime soon.
No.
And that seller either becomes frustrated or doesn't agree with the market pricing and takes it off the market or says, screw it, we're getting out and whatever.
And reduce it and sell it.
Right. So yeah, I'm glad they came down, and I hope that there's, again, better things in the horizon. And I think there will be. And
me too. Hey, at least for today, we have good news, right?
It's good news. Rates will come down.
Okay.
It's coming. All right. See you.
See ya.